We all know that Kandi and Todd's divorce drama has been heating up, and unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you've seen the headlines. The latest being that Todd is squatting in Candy's guest house, but is Kandi lying? I think she might be, and I have the receipts to prove it. Take a listen to this and then tell me what y'all think.
When y'all broke up, did you just keep living together? Like, no, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child. Okay, well, if we break up, then you can go and get a house and not stay in the house.
What did she just say? Let's hear that again. After, let's hear that one more time. Play it again. Here we go.
When y'all broke up, did you just keep living together? Like, no, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child. Okay, well, if we break up, then you can go and get a house and not stay in the house.
Okay, now, if I'm not mistaken, Candy just said if we break up, you can go in the guest house and I'll stay in the main house. I don't know, y'all. I think Candy just got caught lying. And I got a whole bunch more receipts, a whole bunch more receipts, honey. They all here in the vault, right here in the suite at Sweet Tea. And I'm going to get right into those after this intro plays. Since the beginning of times, beauty salons and barbershops have had a special place in the hearts of the industry professionals and the patrons alike. We can all remember trips to the shop, special moments made, conversations had, and lessons learned. From politics to pop culture, the latest gossip, love and relationships, and social movements. It's all talked about. Lifelong friendships are created, networks are built, ideas are shared, and politicians are made or broken. Our power is great. Our reach is wide. This is the place where we all shine, from the beginning to the end of times. Let's keep the conversation alive. Join me in my suite from your suite, and let's talk about the tea. So welcome, beautiful people. My name is Tanya, and this is Sweet Tea. And tonight we're going to be talking about Kandi and Todd's divorce, as the drama continues. Okay, Reality Tea is reporting that the divorce between Real Housewives of Atlanta alums Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker has taken a turn. Kandi filed for divorce in 2025, and fans hope for an amicable split. However, the divorce battle between Kandi and Todd has become heated. In Kandi's divorce document, she requested joint custody of their two children, Ace and Blaze. In addition, Kandi also wanted the prenup to be upheld. However, Todd asked for primary custody of their children and questioned the validity of the prenuptial agreement. Fans saw this prenup situation unfold in real time in Kandi's wedding spinoff. Y'all, I done watched the wedding spinoff again, and I'm telling you guys, I got the receipt, and it's not gonna look good for Kandi. It's not. It's just not. Okay. Kandi filed new court documents revealing that Todd is living in the guest house. As I just showed you guys in that previous clip, in my opening clip, Kandi said that if they split up, Todd could go to the guest house and she would stay in the main house. That's what she said. And on the special, they had that particular issue addressed less than 24 hours before the wedding, because that was the main thing that was holding up the prenup, okay? According to Kandi, Todd allegedly hasn't paid a dime for any upkeep or bills associated with the home. We all know, too, though, that Kandi said she bought this home cash money before they got married, right? She bought the home cash money before they got married. So there is no house note to pay necessarily. At least I don't think, unless they refinance it or something. But of course, there's bills and electricity and things like that. And in a previous clip of Todd and the Glam Shop, or Todd and the Glam Squad, Kandi said that Todd was paying utilities because she had already paid for the cost of the home. So whether or not she was covering for him then, I don't know, but it looks like she's reneging on that too, okay? Plus, Kandi stated that Todd hasn't paid any child support. First of all, there has not been an order for child support. So if he is primary caretaker of the children, why would he be paying child support to her when she is the party in the marriage that makes the majority of the money and he's spending the majority of the time? That's just not how it works. She hired a nanny, shooting down Todd's claims that he is present and engaged, that he's a present and engaged father. Okay, so even with her hiring the nanny and her paying for it, that's a little iffy, because I would imagine that a judge, any judge, would rather these kids be with a parent, a primary caretaker, versus a third party caretaker like a nanny or even family members for that matter. Let's see here. TMZ reported that Todd fired back in legal document. Todd admitted to living in the guest house, but claimed it was because his ex unilaterally removed him from the main house. Unilaterally would mean she did it by herself, okay, without his input in it. She removes him from the main house. And keep in mind, let's go back to that first clip that I played. She said, if we split up, you can go to the guest house and I'll stay in the main house. Now she's acting like he's squatting for being in the guest house. So which one is it? It can't be both. That was one of the reasons why he was not hell-bent on signing that prenup, especially in the time frame that she gave it to him, because he didn't have time to negotiate his part. So that was one of the things that they were negotiating all during Kandi's wedding special, was the prenup, but that particular issue in particular, the 30 days for him to move out. And she said in the clip that I just played, those are her own words. Kandi said, well, all right then, if we split up, you can go to the guest house and I'll stay in the main house. But he took that shit seriously, baby. And Todd said, I ain't leaving, and I got the receipts to prove it. And it's all documented on Bravo's camera. Okay? So in addition, he accused Kandi of instructing her family to move his belongings without his permission. Oh my God. Could you imagine Mama Joy throwing that shit out? You know, she was tossing it. She wasn't caring about nothing, but nothing fresh. Okay. Meanwhile, Todd said that before they separated, they both had an account. These funds were to be used for expenses. However, in the legal documents, Todd claimed that Kandi told him after the separation that she would pay all the bills and would not use that account. So I could imagine that during the course of the marriage, he probably had his own account. I'm sure had her own accounts, and they probably had a joint account that they put money in together to care for or to take care of the household bills. And since the separation, according to Todd, he's saying that Kandi has told him that she was not putting any more money in that account and that she would just pay the bills, which I could totally see her doing, especially if she thought that he was going to mismanage the funds, or if she was concerned that he would not pay the bills and would mismanage the funds. Kandi just took the control out of his hands and said, I'm just going to pay the bills myself. And Todd is claiming that Kandi is now attempting to reframe and weaponize this self-created financial agreement or arrangement as evidence of financial instability or neglect, while the timing and sequence of the events demonstrate otherwise, Todd stated in court papers. Plus, Todd accused Kandi of making negative comments about him in order to change the narrative from her ongoing physical absence from the kids and her reliance on a third-party caregiver. And so what he's talking about there is how she keeps saying that the whole daddy daycare thing is a fraud and a front for him to give the impression to the public that he is the primary caretaker, when in reality she's been paying for a nanny. So he's saying that she's attempting to rewrite that narrative, and in exchange she's villainizing him as a parent. Okay? So he requested temporary physical custody and legal custody of the children until a parenting agreement is reached. Y'all, this is just not. I wish it could have been more amicable. I really wish it could have been more amicable. Okay, so what I want to do now, though, you guys, I want to go back to, let's listen to that one clip one more time where Kandi tells Todd he can stay in the guest house.
When y'all broke up, did you just keep living together? Like, no, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child. Okay, well, if we break up, then you can go in the guest house and not stay in the main house.
Like, that's gonna come back to bite her in the butt. Like, she literally said, if they break up, he can go in the guest house and she will go in the main house. Now, y'all, I have a couple of other clips, a whole bunch of other clips, to be honest with you. I actually downloaded or made like 50 receipts, okay? 50 receipts. And this is not going to work in Kandi's favor. She better get it together. And I don't know if she forgot that this special was filmed, this wedding special was filmed, and all of the receipts that were being made along the way. But the reality of it is that Todd has Kandi in a chokehold right now. He really, really does. He has Kandi in a chokehold right now. And I don't know how she's going to get herself up out of this. And being spiteful is not the way to do it. The best thing to do right now is to try to work with him and get this thing worked out, because it's not going to be pretty. And to be honest with you, she was warned. She was warned so many times. Here's the clip of Derek J and Mama Joyce warning Kandi. This is a clip during the wedding special. Kandi and Mama Joyce met with Derek J to get her hair done, okay? And I want you to hear how this clip plays out and what they're saying in this clip, because I think it says a lot. This says a lot about Kandi's mindset and why she thinks the way that she thinks. Here we go.
And I say, I'm so sick of people with that whole tides and opportunities thing, because it comes off like you're trying to say all I have to offer is.
So Kandi says that she gets, first of all, Derek J is telling Kandi that Mama Joyce thinks Todd is an opportunity and he thinks he is too. And Kandi is saying she gets so tired of people saying that Todd's an opportunist because it's coming off like all she has to offer is money. Okay?
But when Todd signs the prenup, then finally we can squash all of this talk about him trying to get my money.
She said when Todd finally signs the prenup, then we can squash all this talk about him trying to get my money. So it's like, and I feel bad for Kandi, because that's got to be a really bad position to be in when you have so much money and so much power and so much clout that you have to question the intentions of anyone who comes into your life. Not only romantic figures, but also your mother, your friends, and all of that. So it's got to be really, really hard to be in that position. I can't imagine not being able to know. And then you have a mother who is so vocal and is telling you everything that she thinks that you need to know. And as children often do, rebel against that. And Mama Joyce may not have used the most conventional tactics, but I think at this point she just knew that Kandi is making a huge mistake, and she was desperate for her to backpedal and to get herself out of that. And Kandi just wasn't having it because she loves Todd. But these receipts from Kandi's wedding special are not going to work in Kandi's favor. It's just not. I've already played the clip of her telling Todd that if it doesn't work out, she can go to the guest house, or he can go to the guest house and she'll stay in the main house. She said that out of her own words. So if they had that change in the prenuptial agreement, which is something that he definitely was putting his feet down on, or his foot down on, then how is she now saying that he's squatting? And how is she now painting the narrative that he's a squatter and a bum that's just living there and not taking care of anything? We also saw her pay for that house cash money before they got married. And she just bought it before they got married. So would it have been right for him to refuse to move into the house? Or would it have been right for him to demand that his name be put on the title of the home? There was no mortgage because she paid cash for it. So what would have been right in that situation? And is it right now for her to backpedal and say that he can't live in the guest house when she said during the wedding special that he could live in the guest house if they separated? So which one is it? I'm not understanding. And I understand her not wanting to be in his presence and her wanting to get him out of her face. Totally get that. But the reality of it is that during Kandi's wedding special, she said he could live in the guest house. I'll play the clip again. Y'all don't believe me? Here it go.
When y'all broke up, did you just keep living together? Like, no, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child. Okay, well, if we break up, then you can go and get that and not stay in the main house.
All right. I mean, y'all, the receipt is there. Like, it's there. She said it. She said the man could live in the guest house and she would stay in the main house. That's what she said. Y'all are watching this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Put me in an algorithm. Put me in the algorithm. Y'all watching. Y'all see I don't have very many subscribers yet, but I'm working hard. Put me in the algorithm. Okay, next clip. So this next clip is Mama Joyce talking her mess, but I'm telling y'all, mamas always know best, okay? So listen to what she says in this clip. Just listen to it. Kandi's asking her, if everybody that comes in my life is an opportunist, then why do you go so hard on Todd? Listen to what she says.
Opportunist. Then why you go so hard on Todd? When the players get on base and hit that home run, I don't want him to go off and there wasn't like her.
Mama Joyce said when the player get on base and hit that home run, she don't want him to go off and marry one of them white girls. That's what she said, okay? That's what she said. When a player get on base and hit that home run, she don't want him to go off and marry a white girl. That is what she said. That's what she said. She said they be out of here. Out of here. Okay. So, y'all, keep in mind that during this wedding special, there was a lot to get done, okay? They did not start planning their wedding until 5 weeks before the actual wedding date. And I mean planning the wedding, I'm talking about booking venues, getting dresses made, getting bridesmaids fitted, asking groomsmen to be in the wedding. It all played out in Kandi's wedding special on Bravo. You can watch it right now on YouTube TV. That's where I've been watching it at. And I'm telling you guys, the receipts are there. And it's not looking good for Kandi at all. It's not looking good. I know that check was probably nice to film that wedding special. But to have all these receipts out there for the world to see, and if I can see them as a Bravo fan, I know damn well Randy Kessler, Todd's attorney, is getting to these receipts and taking pictures and downloading videos just like I am. And I'm not even getting paid to do this shit. I don't even have my YouTube channel, isn't even monetized. But I got time tonight, and I'm a Bravo super fan, so I just think that it's time that we revisit some of these receipts, because I understand it's been 11 years, and our memories can fade, and we as people don't remember everything. But if we go back and look at these receipts from Kandi's wedding special, I'm telling you guys, Kandi is not in a good position. This particular clip here, this next clip is a clip of her getting her nails done before the wedding, okay? And everybody keeps saying that Todd held the prenup up. But these receipts and these clips from Kandi's wedding special tell a whole different story. An entirely different story, okay? Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got a new subscriber. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Okay. Let's get to this next receipt. This next receipt is, again, Kandi getting her nails done right before the wedding. I think it was a day or two before the wedding. But I want you to hear what happens, because everybody keeps saying that Todd was holding up the prenup, or holding up the wedding with the prenup. And y'all, that is just not the facts. That's just not the facts, okay? Listen to this next clip.
We've got a lot done in a little time, but there's still a lot to do. Number one being my prenup. But right now, I just want to relax, kick my feet up, and be pampered.
Okay, so she's admitting she has a lot to do. She has a lot to do, but right now she's want to kick her feet up and be pampered. Listen to this.
Some of the things that we wanted to do. My lawyer's gonna take me down. I don't know why it's taking Kandi so long to get me the prenup. I'm just nervous that my lawyer won't have enough time to look it over.
Did y'all hear that? Todd just said, I don't know why Kandi is taking so long to get me this prenup. I'm just afraid that my lawyer won't have time to look it over. Now, I do find it interesting that he continues. While those are the facts, while he definitely did not have a lot of time to look it over, I find it interesting that he continues to talk about that. Right, all during this wedding special, he continues to talk to the camera about the time, which to me feels like he is setting up himself to contest this prenup. Like he's setting it up from the beginning. And everybody keeps saying Todd was playing the long game, and I'm beginning to think that he was. But I also think that it's important that Kandi remember that these receipts are out there. So while you're trying to make Todd the villain in all of this, you said the man can stay in the guest house. You said it during Kandi's wedding special. So I'm not understanding where this whole squatter narrative is coming from at this point. Okay. So let's get to this next clip. This next clip is actually, this next clip is when he actually gets the prenup, okay? And he's going to go meet with his attorney, Randy Kessler. The same attorney, by the way, who did Nene's prenup. And we've seen him work on Portia's prenup on the show as well, okay? He must have a lock on the prenups. I don't know. Here we go. Listen to this.
48 hours before we get married.
One more time.
We had her lawyer send me the prenup 48 hours before we get married.
48 hours.
The things that concern me, and Randy's one of the biggest attorneys in Atlanta when it comes to prenups. He did Nene's prenup, so I know he's experienced at this sort of thing.
Did y'all catch that? He said Kandi finally had her attorney send him the prenup 48 hours before the wedding. 48 hours. So, you know, when you think about that and everyone's saying that Todd held it up, did he really hold it up? Or are we just painting that narrative because we all love Kandi and we're Kandi fans? And we know that Todd's a bum. We know that Todd is definitely coming after her money now. But the facts are still the facts. Let's see, she says, me too, but I also think Kandi set this up as well, because if she wears the pants in this relationship and has the money, and she was fine with him being home with the kids, being daddy daycare. I agree. I totally agree. And then but not only that though, not only was she fine with him being daddy daycare, but she also gave him a very hard time anytime he wanted to do his own thing. Like there's a clip out there of her telling him, you mark my words, when he was talking about not going on tour with her. And staying back and doing his own thing and having his own office and getting his own projects and stuff started. She was pissed. And it was like she was threatening him because he wanted to do his own thing. And so, you know, you can't really have it both ways. You can't say, we're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that actually in this very next clip. Randy's going to explain to him why this really isn't fair. Okay. Y'all listen very closely. Listen closely as I play this.
I'll make what I make, you make what you make. But I just wanted to be fair, and that's it. So, well, the issues that I want to talk to you about are, can we even understand this doctrine and what it means to do?
Okay, so Todd is saying he has no issues with her making what she makes and him making what he makes. He just wants it to be fair. And so Randy reiterates on camera that his issue is that he doesn't know that Todd has enough time to really understand this document. Again, is Randy setting Todd up to be able to contest this divorce? Was that all a setup from the beginning? Let's see. Here we go. Let's go to the next one.
Can we even understand this doctrine and what it means to do? I wish that we had 4 weeks or 6 weeks to talk to the other lawyer. That's my first problem is I don't think it's really fair for either side to say, you got to sign it the way it is. You know?
Yep. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right, Bellicious. She had a fit because he wanted to go take a job in California. Y'all listen to this next clip. I'm gonna play that one more time.
Can we even understand this doctrine and what it means to do? I wish that we had 4 weeks or 6 weeks to talk to the other lawyer. And that's my first problem is I don't think it's really fair for either side to say, You gotta sign it the way it is,
So again, Randy is very smart. Randy's a very experienced attorney, and he's letting Todd know, I don't think it's fair for any of y'all, for anyone to say that you have to sign this document the way that it is. And that is actually one of the reasons to be able to contest a prenup. In the state of Georgia, if you have not had time to be adequately, I don't know the word. If you have not time, have adequately, if you have not had time to seek adequate representation and to be adequately informed and explain the details of this prenup, then that's going to give him reason to say that he signed it under duress or without proper counsel. Okay. And the fact that he didn't receive the prenup until 48 hours prior to the wedding definitely leans in his favor as far as having it overturned. And that's just the fact. And the facts are there on Kandi's wedding special that she did not give the man the prenup. She didn't give the prenup to his lawyer, to even look at until 48 hours before the wedding. Like, how does that work? Okay, listen to this. And this is what Randy is telling Todd too. Listen to this clip. Here we go.
You gotta protect you, you gotta protect her. Yeah. It's tough right now to kind of do the back and forth 2 days before because your emotions are going one way, and then dealing with this can take your emotions a whole other way. And at times,
You hear that? Todd is saying that it's so hard to even deal this and do the back and forth because it's just 2 days before the wedding. And you're emotional and your emotions are going this way, your emotions are going that way. He is laying out his case for duress. He's laying out his case for having signed this prenup under duress. And unfortunately for Kandi, the receipts are right there in the pudding. And she got paid to film this show. And it's gonna cost her way more money than she made on this show. And y'all know the way those contracts were made with Bravo back then, which is one of the reasons why Bethany and Nene went on the tirade they went on, because these girls do not get residuals from these shows being aired. And I guarantee you that Kandi's wedding special is being played over and over and over again right this moment. And she's not getting a dime extra for that because she got paid to do the show and that was it. And that show and that paycheck is nothing compared to what it's going to cost her in court fooling around with Todd, because you did all of that to get that deal and to have that wedding filmed in 5 weeks for that show. 5 weeks it took her to plan the entire wedding and do the prenup and everything. And I'm sure there was a schedule and a timeline for filming the show. So maybe that was why it was rushed the way that it was. But that check was not worth it. It was not worth it to not execute this properly. Because now it's going to cost you, it could potentially cost you half of your fortune, or at the very least half of everything that you've made during the course of this marriage. And we know that Kandi has made a nice little penny during the course of this marriage, a nice chunk of change. Okay, here we go.
There was also some language talking about if she passed away, you get nothing. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like this is the type of person I would want to get married to. What if something happens?
Let's hear that again. Todd is saying that in the prenup it says that if she passes away, he gets nothing. Let's listen to it again. And he's questioning if she's the kind of person that he would even want to get married to. So you go into this marriage questioning this woman's heart. And if you went into this marriage questioning her heart, then that means that you would have probably been on the defensive the entire time that you have been married. In this entire time, you have not been trusting her. This entire time you have been thinking or been resentful because you thought that she tried to stick it to you in the very beginning. And I'm not saying that she didn't. I'm not saying that this prenup was fair at all. But what I'm saying is you spent the last 11 years in a marriage with somebody questioning who they are at their core. So how does that work? Hear this clip again.
Move on in 30 days. There was also some language talking about if she passed away, you get nothing. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like this is the type of person I would want to get married to. What if something happens?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of cold, y'all. That's kind of cold. What she say? I didn't think Todd should walk away with his backpack. She needs to break him off a nice settlement and they go 50-50 on the kids, no child support. I mean, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how the judge works all of that out. It really is going to be interesting. I do think, though, that it's going to be hard for Kandi to do a 50-50 with her schedule because she doesn't really know where she's going to be. So unless the kids are just out of school altogether and just homeschooled across the board, then I don't know how that would work if they were in traditional school. Or unless Kandi makes sure that she works her schedule and her bookings around her children's schedule, because what a judge is not going to do is they're not going to take those kids from a parent who is able to be there in the physical to allow them to go with another parent who is going to hire someone to watch them when they're with them. It's one thing to have a babysitter. It's another thing to have a nanny. It's another thing to, because I mean, parents work. At the end of the day, we work. So I work and my child goes to school during the daytime. But the difference is that if Kandi is in New York or somewhere else around the world, should the kids have to get on the plane and follow her for them to be 50-50? So it's going to be very hard for Kandi to do that unless she's able to work her schedule around her custody schedule, or unless she's willing to come off the road a little bit. So it's going to be very difficult for her to argue for 50-50 when she doesn't even know where she's going to be half of the time. And Todd just sitting back saying, baby, I'll play that role. I'll be the stay-at-home dad. I'll be the stay-at-home dad. Okay, this is very important. In this next clip, Todd talks about the stage play that they produced together, A Mother's Love. This stage play came right after, keep in mind, when Todd met Kandi, he was working for Bravo for the network, which meant that he could not date the talent and be employed. So he quit his job as a producer on The Real Housewives, and he started dating Kandi. He got offered another job, another producing job, and Kandi encouraged him to work for himself. Let's bet on us. Let's just do this play together. And so he did that play. So now he's explaining to Randy that he had to give up jobs in order to do that play with her. And so those things matter, y'all. Those things matter. It matters because she wants the prenup to be enforced. And the prenup says that what she made during the marriage is hers and what he made during the marriage is his. Only thing that they're supposed to split is what they made together. So if those businesses that they had together made a profit, then those things would be split. But we all know that the restaurants are closed and this play didn't make any money at all. In fact, the promoters or the investors for this play ended up pulling out of the play because of slow ticket sales. So they lost at least $100,000 according to the articles I read. So there was no profit to be split. There was no profit to be split. But he gave up a guaranteed check to do this play with her. And now she's saying, we just going to split whatever we make together. Y'all didn't make shit together. We didn't make shit together. There's nothing to split. So let's listen to this clip. Uh-oh.
Play that we produced together, during that time I wasn't able to go take, other jobs and stuff like that. So there's no projects that you're helping on? Yeah, the way it's written, if you do that and then you get divorced, she gets all the benefit and the position it puts you in.
Did you hear that? He said the way that it's written. Let's hear it one more time.
Stage play that we produced together, during that time I wasn't able to go take, other jobs and stuff like that. So there's no projects that you're helping on? Yeah, the way it's written, if you do that and then you get divorced, she gets all the benefit and the position it puts you in.
So Todd said that because he helped her with the play, because they did the play, he was not able to take other jobs, okay? And so Randy says, in the way that this is written, you take off and you go help her on her projects. And y'all split up and you get nothing. So we have seen throughout the course of their marriage, we have seen it play out on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have seen it play out on the R&B, the Divas, whatever they did with SWV, that special. We have seen it play out on Kandi and the gang. All those, Kandi wants Todd up under her. Okay? She wants Todd on the road with her. And they go on tour sometimes for 3 months at a time. And she wants him to go with her. How can he have a real job if he's going on tour with Kandi for 3 months at a time? And when he's on tour with Kandi, do you think he's not carrying bags? You think he's not running around behind her? You think he's not doing anything? And if he's doing anything at all, should he not be on the payroll for that? And if he's not on the payroll for that, then that means he makes nothing during the tour. Nothing. And if he makes nothing during the tour and they split up, he gets nothing. But yet he's there at her request and really her demand and her threat, because she had a fit when he didn't want to go on tour with her. So it can't be both ways. You can't tell the man that what you come in with, we make during the marriage, you make during the marriage, but then keep the man from making money by insisting that he go on tour with you on your projects and not put him on the payroll. How does he make any money like that? He was on the payroll on their joint ventures, absolutely. But what about the tours? Those were the things that took him away for 3 months at a time. And so if he was not on the payroll for those things, which is what Randy's advising him, you're going to need her to pay you. Otherwise, it's going to look like you haven't made any money or done anything during the course of this marriage. Hear this next clip. Hear the next clip.
I was on jobs that required me to travel because Kandi didn't want me to travel. And during that time, I had to dig in my savings just to maintain. If we were to divorce, it would be hard to bounce back. Randy felt like if something were to happen, that I should have received some type of compensation.
Okay, so Randy been setting Todd up. Randy has been giving Todd the best advice, and Randy has been letting Todd know what it is. And Randy was saying these things all on camera. All on camera. That is not by mistake. That is not by accident. I guarantee you this was calculated. Randy knew what he was doing, and Todd knew what he was doing because they repeated it too many times on camera. They said too many times on camera, referring to the timeline, referring to the difficulty of getting this prenup done, referring to Todd working for Kandi and not getting paid. All of these things that they're saying on camera are the things that he's arguing now on his divorce, in the divorce. That's not by coincidence. That's not by coincidence. Let's hear that one more time.
I was on jobs that required me to travel because Kandi didn't want me to travel. And during that time, I had to dig in my savings just to maintain. If we were to divorce, it would be hard to bounce back. Randy felt like if something were to happen, that I should have received some type of compensation.
Belicious, you said Todd ain't stupid. He was getting paid. He was definitely getting something. At the very least, he was living for free. He was living in that big old house. He was eating good. The nannies was getting paid and all that stuff. He was buying cars for himself. He loved nice jewelry. She said that. He was getting some money from somewhere. He was definitely getting some money from somewhere. And as he did miss on opportunities because she didn't want him to leave, she absolutely did. So at the very least, if they were really trying to work out this divorce amicably, and if she really wanted to be fair, she could say, well, Todd, you were making, say, $200,000 a year before the divorce, before we got married, in your production jobs. So if I give you credit for you giving up those production opportunities, we were married for 11 years. $200,000 a year would be $220,000. Okay? 200 times 11. I think that's 220,000. No, that would be 200. No, that would be 2.2 million. If he was making $200,000 a year, that would be $2.2 million over the course of 11 years. Okay. So if we just say that, let's just say that, and then you take out half of their expenses, deduct that from it, because you should have been paying half of the expenses if you want half of her money, you know, and then split it like that. That would be a solution. 2.2 million is not bad, considering if that's what he would have made over the course of 11 years. I think that would be a good compromise. Okay. She says, she said, I gotta go back and watch this. I thought she gave him the prenup in a decent time, but he had rebuttals and wanted her to rewrite and add stuff. And I think that's why he got back to 48 hours for the wedding. Baby. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I got the receipts right here. So she did not, they were talking about the prenup. Kandi and Todd, I'm sure, were talking about the details and what they would have wanted in there or whatever. But his attorney did not get a copy of her proposed prenup until 48 hours before the wedding. So it doesn't matter really what they were talking about verbally. He did not get a copy in his hand, which is, this is what I want you to sign, until 48 hours before the wedding. So imagine his attorney is getting it and saying, oh, I know y'all said y'all was going to walk away with whatever you came into the marriage with, but now she's saying too that she don't want you to get nothing of what she makes during the marriage, and that you're only going to get what you make during the marriage. But if you are on tour with her, how are you going to make money during the marriage? And so that's where the problems arise. It's one thing to say, what I come in with, I leave with. What you come in with, you leave with. It's another thing to say, but there is also not going to be any community property acquired during the course of our marriage. And that's where the problem is coming in. And not just that, but the 30 days to get out the house. That was a big one for him. That he wanted more than 30 days to be able to get out of that house. That was a huge one for him. That's right. Todd said he was paying the light bill. That's exactly what Todd said he was paying. That's exactly what Kandi said he was paying on Todd and the Glam Squad. One time they had a conversation about why his name was not on the house. You can go back and watch that on Todd and the Glam Squad. I think it's titled, Why Kandi Didn't Put Todd's Name on That House. And in that episode, they talked about that in particular. And she reiterated that she had that home before they got married, but that Todd takes care of the household bills. That's what she said. And so maybe, and now since the divorce, she's saying that he's not taking care of no household bills. Let's see here. That's exactly why Todd was opening all them restaurants, because Todd knew that if he didn't make any money during that marriage, he wasn't going to get anything. So the only way for Todd to secure his future or anything was to open up a whole bunch of restaurants, or to open up some kind of business. And then keep in mind too, I guarantee you he had to come up with his half of that money on them businesses. It wasn't like Kandi's putting up all the money and then saying, okay, I'm going to give you half, because she said, she made another post, and I have to go back and find it, where she made a post and she said, and to be clear, Todd is not spending up my money. We've made a lot of money during the course of our marriage together. And so that's the money that he's using to reinvest in these businesses. So it wasn't like she was giving him no seed money either, baby. Todd, Kandi is very tight with that money. Listen to this. Listen to this. Uh-oh.
It would be hard to bounce back. Randy felt like if something were to happen, that I should have received some type of compensation.
And you need to have some guarantee spirit up there. I don't see any of that in here. My advice is, this is not a sufficient document. I would not suggest that you sign this.
So Randy is telling Todd, this is not a sufficient document. I would not suggest that you sign this document. But we all know that he did end up signing the document. And so Bellicious asked, did Kandi ever change what he wanted her to change on the prenup? So at 2 a.m., the morning of their wedding, he popped up at the house and he went to have a conversation with her. And he told her to change two things in the prenup. One of them was that he would have to get out in 30 days. And I already showed y'all the clip where she said he could stay in the guest house. And the other was that if she died, he would get nothing. That's what he wanted her to change. Those two things. And she said that she would. So I don't know, of course. We are not privy to the actual prenup. We did see him sign the prenup on camera. And on camera, he did give up his rights to equitable distribution of community property. And that's huge. Equitable distribution of community property. So normally, equitable distribution of community property would be 50-50 normally, right? But he's giving up his right to equality when it comes to the community property. We know that he signed that. But is that fair? Is that fair to not have any community property when you monopolized or when you spent a lot of your time supporting her in her endeavors? Is it fair for the other spouse to walk away with nothing because they spent the majority of the marriage investing their time and energy into the other partner's business or projects? Is that fair? That's the question. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the clip where Todd's friends come to town and they're all talking about this prenup, y'all. I'm telling y'all, again, the narrative has changed and people think that Todd held it up, but that's not the truth. Kandi didn't give the man a prenup until 48 hours before the wedding started, which is crazy work. Check this out.
Trying to get this prenup situated in such a short period of time is stressing me out. Y'all give me a drink? Like, what's poppin'?
So this is Todd going to meet with his friends. He's like, trying to get this prenup done in such a short amount of time is stressing me out. Todd is making his argument for having to have signed this prenup under duress. Todd repeatedly says during this wedding special how he has not had enough time, how Kandi's just springing it on him, how his lawyer told him not to sign it. His lawyer said, we don't have enough time. They have constantly made the argument that he's signing this prenup under duress. And that time factor adds to that, right? So he's steady talking about it. He's steady building his case. This is 11 years ago. So was this a scheme that Todd set up? Was it a scheme that Todd set up from the beginning? I don't know, y'all.
I spoke to a lawyer today because I just got the final draft. Okay. He's like, yo, I'm going to give you advice, but I'm letting you know right now, this usually takes weeks. You know what I'm saying? The prenup is out with the lawyers. They'll figure it out and we should be done.
So Todd is saying that his attorney has already told him that a prenup usually takes weeks. I'm going to give you advice, but a prenup usually takes weeks. Todd is saying this on camera. Todd is no fool. He's no fool. And I go back to Mama Joy saying he's a city slicker, honey, a city slicker. And Kandi thought that she was running shit by having this prenup and having it so locked up where he was going to get nothing at all. That it's going to turn around and bite her in the butt. He's going to end up getting half of her fortune or whatever she made during that marriage, plus some spousal support, plus child support, guarantee it.
He get married, first starting to decline the money, and it happens. She protected all her. Now, does my clean up? I gotta give you half if something go wrong. I helped Kandi quite a bit with her projects, like the flag, and one of Randy's big.
Okay, so what Todd is saying here is that what if they get married and her stuff starts to decline and his starts to increase, and then she gets half of his, but he don't get half of hers. So if that's the language in the prenup, is that really fair? Is that fair for Kandi to ask that he not get anything of what she makes during the marriage on her own, but what he makes, she wants equitable distribution of? If that's what the prenup says, then that's not fair. And I don't blame Randy for advising him not to sign it because there's no protections in this prenup for Todd whatsoever. And when you have a prenup, it has to protect both parties in some kind of way. And this seems to be very one-sided.
Biggest concerns is, but if she gets tired of you and she's done with you, you should have something. You should get something for what you've done for her. So I just don't want to be all caught up in, that's all it is, all this is about, man. Like, let's get through it and let's build. You know what I'm saying?
So Randy told Todd, what if she gets tired of you and push you out? You get nothing. And I think you should get something for your time. Randy said, baby, you've been slaying that good D over there. You should get something. You should get something. You've been laid up with her for 11 years. You should get something. You've been dealing with Mama Joyce all this time. You should get something, my brother. Don't let her lock you into this prenup and you get nothing for your time, for your D, for your stress. for your headaches and all of that. That's what Randy's telling him. Okay? Hear it again.
Biggest concerns is, what if she gets tired of you and she's done with you? You should have something. You should get something for what you've done for her. I just don't want to be all caught up in that's all it is. All this is about, man. Like, let's get through it and let's build. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I wouldn't have married Kandi either. Like, I'm sorry. But at the same time, if he doesn't marry Kandi, he looks like the bad guy and the opportunist. And that adds, again, to his argument for duress. And listen to this. One of his buddies actually says it. Hold on. Now, this is, okay, so this scene here is from the night after the bachelor party. Todd and his mother, Mama Sharon, and one of his boys are walking into the rehearsal. Check this out.
Tired. Half hungover. I partied all night. Never seen Kandi since yesterday. But here I'm walking into the place where we're about to get married, and we still haven't worked out the prenup.
Okay. How many times have I showed y'all? I know I done gave y'all at least 20 receipts of Todd talking about this damn prenup and about him not getting this prenup yet, or about this prenup not being done. Okay? They walking into the wedding rehearsal and their prenup is still not done. They're walking into their wedding rehearsal and the prenup is still not done. How is that Todd's fault? If he just got it 48 hours before, how is that Todd's fault? How is that his fault? What is he to do? Like, come on. It's crazy. Okay. Okay, now this is a conversation. Todd and Kandi got to talking at the rehearsal about the prenup, okay? Or after the rehearsal. And she walked in, baby, looking real, like with a real stank attitude. But here we go. This is what she's gonna say.
I got word from my attorney that Todd is not ready to sign this prenup. So I'm sitting here rehearsing for a wedding that I don't even know if it's gonna happen.
So she says she got word from her attorney that Todd is not ready to sign the prenup. So she's rehearsing for a wedding that she doesn't know is gonna happen. Now you tell me that's not pressure. Tell me that's not pressure. How is that not pressure on him to sign the prenup when she's going on with the rehearsals as if the prenup is already done? Is that fair? Would you have gone on to the rehearsal if that was you? If you were getting married and you knew this prenup had to be done, would you have stopped everything or would you have gone on to the rehearsal? Let me know in the comments. I don't know if I would have done the rehearsal. I don't know if I would have been able to do that. But at the same time, it makes him look like an asshole if he doesn't. And it makes it look like he's proving everybody right, like he's really offered her money when he's just trying to protect himself in his own interest because she's looking out for hers. She's not caring about his interests at all. It's all about her and her money and her protection. What about him? What about him? And because he wants to defend himself and advocate for himself, she's giving him all kind of hell, all kind of attitude, all during the rehearsal, and all she's pissed off because he won't sign what she gave him. He'd be a fool.
So even though my team was on point and they pulled everything together and everything is beautiful, I'm not really able to enjoy it because I'm so mad at Todd right now.
She's mad at Todd. She's mad at Todd because Todd has questions about the prenup that he just got 48 hours before the wedding. But she's mad at Todd about it. If y'all are in here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Like the video, please. Like it. I appreciate it so much. I'm trying to grow my channel and grow this audience and grow this community. We can have real conversations, okay? Real conversations. Because I like to keep it real. I like to keep it real. I love me some Kandi. I love Kandi's work ethic. I admire her as a businesswoman. I saw Kandi 20 5 years ago at a Bronner Brothers hair show after Escape had stopped making music, and Kandi was sitting at an upscale magazine booth just smiling and signing autographs. So I love that Kandi has always been a hustler, and I love that no job has been too small for her. You understand what I'm saying? I love that about her. And I understand why she wants to protect those premarital assets. I totally get it. But at the same time, fair is fair. And if you know in your heart that you insisted that this man travel with you and go all over the world with you, and that that traveling and those commitments to you kept him from pursuing his own business endeavors, how is it fair now to expect him to walk away and say, well, you didn't make no money during the marriage? Well, I didn't make no money because I was up under you. I didn't make no money because I was helping you make money. I didn't make no money because I was carrying your bags across the world and sleeping on tour buses with you. You know? So how is that fair? I just don't think it's fair. Now this is hilarious, y'all. This next clip is hilarious. And the way that Todd glared at Kandi after this clip. Y'all go watch Kandi's wedding special. This is episode 4. Episode 4 at the rehearsal. The way that he glared at her, he looked at her like, you bitch, I'm going to stick it to you. He looked at her like, you think you getting me, but I'm going to get you. And 11 years later, we're seeing that shit play out. Hear the clip. Listen carefully. Ty said, if it was the other way around and the shoe was on her other foot, she would want to have some time to read it. She act like I'm some groupie bitch and she a football player. Gonna give me the prenup right before we walk down the aisle. Get the F out of here. Hear it again. This is what he said. He said, I'm gonna read. It's in caption. He said, if the shoe was on the other foot, she would expect to have some time to read it. Exactly. She act like she a football player and I'm some groupie. Let me give it to him right before we walk down the aisle. Get the F out of here. That's what he said. And the way he looked at her after that was like, that's how he was looking at her. I promise you, no lies. He looked at her with such a glare and such a vengeance that I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he's contesting this prenup. He knew what he was doing. She act like she's some football player and I'm some groupie. She gonna give me the prenup right before we walk down the aisle. Get the F out of here. That's what he said. Tell me this was not a scheme that Todd set up to have this damn prenup overturned. Tell me that. You can't make me believe it.
My lawyer told me it takes months to get the prenup. She wants to do it in 48 hours. You can't be mad at me because I just didn't want to sign it. If she didn't do everything so last minute, we wouldn't be in this situation.
You hear what he said? Once again, my lawyer said, hear it again.
My lawyer told me it takes months to get the prenup. She wants to do it in 48 hours. You can't be mad at me because I just didn't want to sign it. If she didn't do everything so last minute, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He's reiterating the fact that his lawyer told him not to sign it. That Kandi gave him the prenup 48 hours before the wedding. And she can't be mad at me because I just don't want to sign just anything she gives me pretty much. And she can't. Like, would y'all sign a prenup that you got 48 hours before the wedding if you had issues with it? And how would you feel if the person you were marrying had a fit because your lawyer wanted to address the issues that you had with it? Because you got an attorney who was actually trying to look out for you like they had one looking out for them. Would you sign that prenup? Let me know in the comments. Would you sign a prenup that you received 48 hours before the wedding, even though your attorney is telling you not to sign this prenup or advising you not to sign it? And how would you feel if you had concerns with the prenup and you're trying to address them with your fiance, and they're just going on getting their nails done, going to dress fittings, going to rehearsal dinners, and doing all this stuff and not addressing your concerns? And when you do bring it up, they get mad at you. Like, is that fair? Like, I know we love Kandi, but was Kandi right in this situation? I don't know. One more time. We'll hear that one again.
My lawyer told me it takes months to get through a prenup. She wants to do it in 48 hours. Kandi can't be mad at me because I just didn't want to sign it. If she didn't do everything so last minute, we wouldn't be in this situation.
You heard what he said. Kandi did it last minute. That's what he said. Okay, here it is. So this is after the rehearsal. They sitting down talking about they think everything's going to go well and how it's going to work. And this is what Kandi says. She said, your lawyers act like I'm supposed to pay you something, and that's just not going to work. That's what she said. Okay? And he's saying there's a lot more wrong with the prenup, and that's why I said have your lawyer call my lawyer. Have your lawyer call my lawyer. This is the day before the wedding. Todd is begging her to work with him. And if y'all could see her face during this conversation, go back and watch Kandi's wedding special. I wish I could show y'all all the clips. They're going to take my video down if I do. They're going to strike it if I do that. But if y'all could see her face during these conversations, she was pissed. She was pissed. The face alone is intimidating.
It's not like either you sign it or I don't want to marry you. That's not fair. Let's talk.
I'm asking you something. I'm asking you to tell me what is it that you wanted to say.
Y'all, so one of the reasons or one of the arguments for duress is, or for having a prenup overturned, is threat, right? And the threat is either you sign it or else. You sign it or we're not getting married, okay? You sign it as is or we're not getting married. That's one of the reasons or one of the arguments for having a prenup overturned. And we just saw right here, Todd tell Kandi that I feel like you're saying either you sign it or we ain't getting married. And that's pretty much what she said. Hear it again. They have suggested that we call our wedding off. They as in both of the attorneys, her attorney and his attorney.
It's not like either you sign it or I don't want to marry you. That's not fair. Let's talk.
I'm asking you something. I'm asking you to tell me what is it that you wanted to say.
Okay?
Call him right now, please. I want you to tell me what is not proper. Please call him. I'm not sure.
Look at her face. Can y'all see? Shit, they ain't gonna let y'all see the face. And they ain't gonna let y'all see it. I just want y'all to see her face.
Call him right now, please. I want you to tell me what is not proper. Please call him. I'm not sure what Todd's attorney is telling him is abnormal about the prenup. I actually had 2 lawyers to put my...
Okay. So she's asking Todd to call his attorney. Call him. Call him. Please call him. So Todd tries to call Randy. He does not get Randy on the phone. And this is very important. This is another... This next clip is going to also go work against Kandi. It's going to work against Kandi and her lawyers in court. And it's going to also give Todd... It's going to also play into Todd's claims that the prenup was signed under duress. This is an ethical violation her attorney's about to commit here. And it's going to play in his favor for getting the prenup overturned. Hear this next clip. It's very important. It's very important. Hear this next clip. It's crucial to the case.
I work.
Listen to this,
so
though.
I'm not understanding what is it that we're debating here.
to speak to
You
the lawyer.
You ain't even telling me what it is that he feel like you should do, because when I look at his notes, he's talking about you doing all this work for me.
Okay, Kandi is saying you work, I work. I don't see what the problem is. The problem is, Candy's, that the man gave up his job because he couldn't work on Bravo and be with you. And then when he got offered another job, you insisted that he do a mother's love with you that lost money. And he told you then that in his line of business, when you start turning down jobs, they stop calling. Okay? So if he's on the road with you for 3 months at a time, at your request, carrying your bags and doing everything else, or at home with the kids because you're on the road, then it's not you work and I work. So I don't see what the problem is. The man is not working as much as you're working because he's helping you on your jobs, or he's staying at home and holding down the fort so that you can go to work. So it's not, how could he possibly, so to say you work and I work, so I don't see what the problem is when that wasn't the case. This is 11 years ago. Here it is 11 years later, and we now know that he be on the road with her for 3 months at a time. So that's not the case. Hear it again.
You work, I work. So I'm not understanding, what is it that we're debating here?
I want to speak to the
You
lawyer.
ain't even telling me what it is that he feel like you should do, because when I look at his notes, he's talking about you doing all this work for me.
So she's saying you work, I work. I don't see what the problem is. But she knew at this point Todd was unemployed. This show, we don't even know if Todd got paid for Kandi's wedding special. Kandi's the one that had to deal with Bravo. Did Todd get a check in his name for this wedding special? Did she split it with him? Because she's saying you work, I work. I don't see what the problem is. The problem is that he was not working at this time. He did not have his own job. And I don't think he had a job thereafter unless he created one for himself. And that was at your encouraging. You encouraged him to bet on y'all. Do the play. The play lost money. Y'all opened up the restaurants. The restaurants are now closed. So nothing that y'all did together other than Othello was successful.
For some reason, he's under the impression that Todd was some intern of mine on the musical that we did together. Any profits from A Mother's Love, we split 50-50.
This is a good point, Belicious. You said that she said that's right, because the husbands and boyfriends don't get paid, just the wives. Exactly. And keep in mind how often or for how many years he was her storyline. Without Todd, there wouldn't have been no Kandi on Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was the storyline. Her family was the storyline. Her businesses were the storyline, but he was helping her with the businesses. All of that. Would she have lasted all those seasons on the RHOA if it was not for Todd? Yet all those checks came in Kandi's name. That's her checks. So now she wants it to be that what I made was what I made, and what you made is what you made. But baby, I helped you make it. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have kept you around all those seasons. I mean, what was really going on? Now, okay, this next scene is when she actually calls her attorney on the phone. This is the one I said be listen very carefully to this next clip, because this is when her attorney puts the entire prenup at risk. The entire prenup could get thrown out because of this one conversation. Here we go. Kandi calls her attorney, Stevie, on the phone. She says, "Hey, Stevie, I'm sitting here with Todd. Do you mind if I put you on speakerphone?" She says, "Yeah, sure."
Okay, he wanted you guys to call his attorney, but why didn't you call him?
Kandi says, he wanted you guys to call his attorney, but why didn't you call him? Refusal or lack of communication with the other party's attorney is reason to get this prenup thrown out. That's grounds to have it overturned. You wouldn't even communicate with my lawyer. Okay? That's grounds to get it overturned. That's one. Number two, the fact that she is talking. Here we go. Listen to this one. This is her answer for why she didn't call his attorney. It didn't seem like it was necessary to her. That's what she just said. Here we go.
reach out to him and let's figure something out.
Okay? This is one of the 2 attorneys that Kandi paid to work on her prenup. She just called this woman, told the woman that Todd was right there. Asked if she put her on speakerphone. She says, oh yeah, sure. And now she's giving them the reason or her excuse for why she did not communicate effectively with Todd's attorney. This attorney is going to be the reason why it cost Kandi millions and millions of dollars. This attorney is going to cost Kandi half of her fortune. This one phone call right here is a huge mistake. It's unethical. It is unethical for her attorney to have conversations with a represented party, the opposite party who was represented by an attorney himself. And he's asking her, why didn't she get back to his attorney? This was her answer. It didn't seem like it was necessary. I'll be damned. If I'm paying you to protect my fortune, it's absolutely freaking necessary that you communicate with the opposing party's attorney. It's absolutely necessary. Because you didn't feel like it was necessary, Kandi's fortune is now at risk. What she read in the comments was that he didn't have enough time to advise Todd about the agreement. So that means his attorney is letting you know that his client is ill-advised or unadvised. And yet here you are speaking to his attorney to his client without him present. You are well aware that he has counsel. Well aware. Yet you are continuing involuntarily having a conversation with his client without his attorney present. That is unethical. It's unethical. It's going to cost Kandi her fortune. Now here she is advising him or explaining to him what the prenup is saying. Again, it's unethical. Without her attorney present, it's unethical for her to be advising Kandi anything about this prenup. Here we go. You hear this? So what Randy just advised Todd in some of the previous clips not to sign it. And he told Todd that the way that it's written, if she can get tired of him at any point, put him out, he ain't gonna get nothing. He gets nothing. Here it is, Kandi's attorney is advising or explaining to Todd the details of the prenup without his attorney present, which is not only unethical, but that mistake is gonna cost Kandi her fortune. Not only that, but she's also letting Todd know that she's aware that this prenup is one-sided. She is acknowledging that if Todd got sick and Kandi decided to put him out, he would walk away with nothing. And she's aware of that. And she's explaining that to him. So we know she's aware of that. And Kandi's sitting there okay with that. Is this somebody you want to marry? That on the day before your wedding is letting you know, baby, you get sick around here, you got to go. Ain't no in sickness and health. Okay? I might put you out broke. But go ahead and marry me. Marry me. You don't get anything. And that's true. If I already get sick, just get out. Okay, now this is how Kandi feels about it. Todd has concerns. This is Kandi's attitude. This is Kandi's attitude about Todd expressing his concerns about the prenup. So when everybody wants to ask, well, why did he sign it? Why did he sign it? This is her attitude. This is her attitude.
I'm not just going to sign the document. So when you call me back, I'll tell you. Okay? You said it, okay.
I really want y'all to see her face.
You're trying to make something that's very cut and dry, very complicated.
I'm not just gonna sign the document right now. So when you call me back, I'll tell you. Okay? You said it, okay.
That's how she acting the day before the wedding. This is how she's acting the day before the wedding while trying to get him to sign a document that he's told her he believes is unfair. He's told her that. It has no protections in it for him whatsoever.
So I have Kandi here right now.
Okay, now this is the difference. Keep in mind, when Kandi called her attorney, she said, oh, sure, put him on speakerphone. And she talked to him. This is the difference between Kandi's attorney and that motherfucker Randy Kessler. Because, baby, he don't be playing. He got all his I's dotted and all his T's crossed. And that's why he's the attorney that these people use. Listen to this.
All of the concerns that you have. So I have Kandi here right now. Can you just kind of run through all of the concerns that you have?
He said,
so I have Kandi here right now. Can you just kind of run through all of the concerns that you have?
he said, I can't speak to her without her lawyer there because she has a lawyer and it would be unethical of me. Todd's attorney just told Kandi and Todd, just told Todd that he could not speak to Kandi because she has a lawyer. And without her lawyer there, it would be unethical of him. Now that in contrast to Kandi's attorney telling Kandi, yeah, sure, put him on speaker. And then continuing to have a conversation with Todd about the prenup. Stark difference. And so even after Kandi heard Randy say this, she still was all up in the phone saying like, you under the impression that Todd didn't get no money with the play. Todd, anything he made from the play, we split 50-50. She yelled that into the phone to Randy, and Randy was like, okay, he kind of shut the conversation down because again, he's just told her, I can't even talk to you. It would be unethical.
I just want you to speak to her attorney. Let's just get it clear and make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, cool.
He said he was happy to talk to the lawyer and happy to do what he can. But I want you to see Kandi's face during this interaction too.
I just want you to speak to her attorney. Let's just get it clear and make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, cool.
Okay. Does that look like the face of somebody who is willing to negotiate the prenup with you? Does that look like the face of somebody who is giving you adequate time to talk to your attorney and has no problem with you advocating for yourself and looking out for yourself? Let's be honest, y'all. We can love Kandi. We can support Kandi. We can respect Kandi as a business person. We can enjoy her music. And we can also be real. We can also call a spade a spade. Was it fair from the beginning? Was it ever fair to get it 48 hours before the wedding? To have all this pushback when you have any kind of concern or issue about it? To continue to go on with planning the wedding and going to rehearsals and getting dresses and all that stuff knowing it hadn't been worked out? Like, was that fair or did that add to the duress that he's now claiming he was under? Okay, back to, so again, one of his main issues with the prenup was the clause that said he had to get out in 30 days if they broke up. That was one of his main issues. And this was her solution to that. I already played this at the beginning of the clip, but I'll play it again.
When y'all broke up, did you just keep living together? Like,
No, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child.
okay, well, if we break up, then you go and get I said, man.
If we break up, you can go in the guest house and I'll stay in the main house. That was her own words. If we break up, you can go in the guest house and I'll stay in the main house. That's what Kandi just said. That's what Kandi just said to Todd on the wedding special. But now all of a sudden, Candy's saying that he's squatting in her house. Like, which one is it? Both can't be true. And again, I don't know if the prenup was changed to reflect this, but this is what she said. And the receipts don't lie. It's all in Candy's wedding special on Bravo. I just watched it on YouTube TV. So if that's the case, then Kandi lying. Like, you making Todd out to be a squatter, and that's not the case. This is the night before the wedding. This is the night before the wedding. This is her talking to Carmen and Tiny. Listen to it.
Oh my God. What if you have this there?
Her attorney told her to postpone this wedding. Carmen said, what about a postnup? She said, we are not getting married without a mother effing prenup. I ain't lying. Okay?
Prenup. And if we couldn't work it out, then we would divorce. The money I'm making every week in 2 weeks, you can say, well, we was married, so I get half. Guess what? We're not doing that. At this point.
This is why she said she wouldn't do the postnup.
You know, and if we couldn't work it out, then we would divorce. The money I'm making every week in 2 weeks, you can say, well, we was married, so I get half. Guess what? We're not doing that. At this point.
So she said she would not do the postnup. Like, it would take a couple of weeks to work out the prenup and really have it be valid. But she says she would not do that because the money, that if it doesn't work out, the money she makes in those 2 weeks, he could say it's community property and he wants half. And they not doing that. She wasn't willing to give him 2 weeks of pay to make sure that this was a properly executed document. She was not willing to give the man 2 weeks of pay. 2 weeks. Half of 2 weeks of her income. And this was the day before you were getting married. You felt like this. What did you want to get married for? Why did you want to get married? I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. You couldn't give the man 2 weeks of your pay to make sure that this document was executed properly and that he had proper representation so that he could not be here 11 years later contesting this bad boy because you didn't want to give up 2 weeks of pay. You can't be that damn stingy. You cannot be that stingy. Like, this cannot be real. That wanting to protect 2 weeks of pay is going to cost you millions. It's going to cost Kandi millions. And that's crazy work to me. That's working against yourself. And this is the...
You can't even just say he don't find it and just find it. Because she was like, even if he find out, he could be like, well, they pressured me and like, he got to be on camera from the attorney, with the attorney, saying, I accept the terms as it is. I'm not signing under duress.
So her attorney has already told her that he could say that he didn't get it in time. She said, even if he signs it now, he can say that he signed it under duress. Hear this again.
You can't even just say you don't find it and just sign it. Because she was like, even if he find out, he can be like, well, they pressured me and like, he got to be on camera from the attorney, with the attorney, saying, I accept the terms as it is. I'm not signing under duress.
So this is a scene where Kandi is talking to Carmen and Tiny still, okay? And she's saying that her attorney had already told her that even if he signed it now, he could say he was pressured into signing it and he signed it under duress. So he has to be on camera with the attorneys and all of this. The problem is that his attorney wasn't there. That's the problem. Yeah, he was on camera signing it with her attorney, her notary, her witness. His attorney was not there. That's the problem. That's the problem. And he is represented by an attorney. That's the problem. And her attorney has already advised her that this could have been the case. She should not be surprised that this is happening because you had all of the signs. You had all of the signs before it even started that he was going to contest this motherfucker. You knew that. And your attorney told you it was possible. That's what I'm not understanding now. Just like you told that man he could live in that house, in that guest house. And now you want to pull back on that. I don't know if it's selective amnesia or if it's just the love of money that's making her evil right now. Or if her feelings are hurt. I don't know what it is. But I know she's going to have to step back and think logically here.
The document is hard to decipher.
This is her making fun of his attorney's notes. This is her mocking his attorney's notes before the wedding. Mocking them.
The document is hard to decipher and ambiguous in many places. It provides you no security at all. Security? What kind of security? Here it goes. As we discussed, I know you're not trying to and don't want to see past.
Okay? She's sitting up there mocking it. Her and Carmen and Tiny laughing. Security? Security? He's supposed to provide security. And Tiny up there co-signing this when her and Tip don't even have no damn prenup. Her and T.I. don't even have a prenup. And we know when she married him, she had way more money than he had. And she didn't even get no prenup. Now, granted, he done blew up since they got married, so she probably glad she didn't. But see, it's shit like that, though. It's at least she married him without thinking about all of that. Not saying that that was a smart thing, and not saying that Kandi was not just trying to be smart by getting him to do a prenup, but it's the terms of this prenup. Like in the way that you put it together, in the way that you gave it to his attorney 48 hours prior to the wedding, your attorney talking to him and all that stuff, that unethical stuff, like it's going to get thrown out. Mark my words. The prenup is getting thrown out because Bravo got the receipts. And if I got the receipts, I know damn well Randy got them. Because Randy getting paid thousands of dollars to get the receipts. I'm doing this shit for free. Okay? For my own entertainment. And yours too. And yours too. So go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Please. Next clip.
I just said as a job and the other stays home with the children. Or they stay home. I'm confused as to what is Todd's problem. I mean, the prenup is supposed to protect anything that I had coming into the marriage.
Okay. So in this clip, she's continuing to mock Randy's notes, and he's telling her when one stays home with the kids and the other has a job, and she's laughing, he don't stay home. They didn't have no kids yet. Y'all didn't have no kids yet when this happened. So he can also say that he signed not knowing or not being able to foresee the future. He signed before they had 2 children and circumstances changed, right? Listen to it again.
As a job and the other stays home with the children. Or I'm confused as to what is Todd's problem. I mean, the prenup is supposed to protect anything that I had coming into the marriage.
Okay. Yeah, that's the problem. It's going to protect anything that you had coming into the marriage. And all he had was that little condo in New York that you stuck your nose up at anyway because you didn't want it no way. That's all he had was that condo because he done gave up his job. He done passed up other opportunities. He done went on the road with you. And then now you want to tell him you should have got your money up when we was together. How can I get my money up and I'm helping you get yours up? How can I get my money up and I'm up under your butt all the time? All the time.
I just had a fight, but in my mind, I feel like he's gonna come to his senses. He's gonna sign this prenup. So why should we not do our rehearsal dinner when we pay for this food?
That's what I'm talking about. This is again as the duress though. You got a whole prenup to work out, and you go into the rehearsal dinner, not worried about what he's going through. Todd didn't go to rehearsal dinner because he was pissed off. Because the prenup was still not executed. They had still not come to an agreement. But Kandi worried about going to the rehearsal dinner and not wasting the food and saving face, right? And what did she say? I know he's going to come to his senses. She knew he was going to do it. Listen to this one more time.
But in my mind, I feel like he's going to come to his senses. He's going to sign this prenup. So why should we not do our rehearsal dinner when we pay for this food?
Okay. So she going on to rehearsal dinners, honey. Going on to get her face fed, honey. And she not worried about the millions. So she just knew Todd was going to come to his senses and sign it. Is that really cool, though, y'all? Is that really cool? How would that make you feel when you know that you're really bothered by this shit? Like, you are bothered by the fact that you have these requests and that your fiance is really not worried about it at all. Like, she's not worried about that. She's not worried about... She's not worried about the fact that you have these concerns. She's going on to the rehearsal dinner because she's confident that you're going to come to your senses and sign that prenup. Okay? Sound like some pressure to me. Now, this is the argument. This is during the rehearsal dinner. She and Todd. Okay, hold on one second. During the rehearsal dinner, she and Todd were having a conversation over the phone, okay? And Mama Joyce walked in because Kandi was having the conversation, and Mama Joyce walked in to check on her and all this. But I want y'all to hear the argument.
When I told you about the 30 days yesterday, you paid that no mind. You was like, kind of like whatever.
So you make a big deal about this for 30 days? Is that what we fighting about? I really can't believe he's tripping about 30 days.
Again, he's back to that 30-day clause, that 30 days to get out the house. That's what Todd is talking about. He said, I told you about that 30 days shit yesterday, and you just gone on like nothing happened, like you're not trying to fix it. And he's serious about that. And that was the conversation when she told him, well, if we break up, you can go to the guest house and I'll stay in the main house. That's what she said on camera. I played the clip. I can play it again. They play it again because Kandi's words are going to come back to bite her in the butt.
When y'all broke up, did you just keep living together? Like, no, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child. Okay, well, if we break up, then you can go and get that and not stay in the main house.
Okay? I'm sorry, Kandi. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. And this man is telling you, listen to this.
When I told you about the 30 days yesterday, you paid that no mind. You was like, kind of like whatever.
So you make a big deal about this for 30 days? Is that what we fighting about? I really can't believe he's tripping about 30 days.
Okay? This ain't nothing new. This was his issue. And that was her solution. If we break up, you go to the guest house, I stay in the main house. But now all of a sudden he's a squatter? Now all of a sudden he's a squatter?
What does it matter? I'm not going to be trying to stay with you anyway if we break up.
Just be fair, man.
I have more than fair. I have more than fair.
It ain't fair that we going through this the day before our wedding. Prenup is some bullshit. I've never seen this side of Kandi before.
Okay?
What does it matter? I'm not going to be trying to stay with you anyway if we break up.
Just be fair, man.
I have more than fair. I have more than fair.
It ain't fair that we going through this the day before our wedding. Prenup is some bullshit. I've never seen this side of Kandi before.
So what Todd is saying is he just wants the prenup to be fair. And Kandi's talking about it's more than fair. She's more than fair. How is it fair? How is it fair at all? How are you more than fair, Kandi? So, but again, what he's talking about is the fact that he has expressed this issue to her and you going on like he didn't say anything. That's his problem. Thank you guys for watching. First of all, let me just stop and say that I so appreciate you guys watching. I have some viewers right now, and I'm so excited that y'all are just watching and listening and chatting with me. It makes me happy. Thank you guys so much. Thumbs up the video and subscribe to my channel, please. Okay. So Mama Joyce walks in the middle of that argument, okay? And this is what Kandi is telling Mama Joyce they were talking about. Money? Okay. Mama Joyce said this city's looking for a payday. Now, I can't say that Mama Joyce is wrong there. I cannot say Mama Joyce has turned out to be right, as most mamas are. Most mothers are right. But Kandi is acknowledging that Todd has an issue with 30 days. She's acknowledging that. Okay. Okay, for everybody that says, okay, let me put my face in picture. Y'all can hear this and hear me well. Y'all can hear me good when I say this. I want y'all to see me and hear me. For everybody that says that Todd held the prenup up, here is the receipt. I've been telling y'all. Todd's attorney did not get the prenup until 48 hours before the wedding, okay? Here is the receipt. Her own mother is asking her, why did you wait so long? Why did you wait so long? Here's the receipt. Y'all don't believe me? Here's the receipt. Go tell your mama them to come over here and watch it, because they don't believe me either. And everybody wants to paint this narrative that Todd did something. I'm dropping the receipt right here, right now. Her own mother is asking her, why did it take so long to get this done? The very beginning of this, Mama Joy said, why did you wait so long? Hear it again. Okay? She just said, Mama Joy said, why did you wait so long? Kandi said, Mama, it's not as cut and dry as we thought it was. Everything is full disclosure. And it takes time, okay? Take longer than they thought it would. Kandi is the one that did this. But it's not even that Kandi was intentionally trying to just get it to him 48 hours before the wedding. They filmed this damn wedding special in 5 weeks. They had 5 weeks to plan their wedding. I guarantee you she didn't start that prenup until after they started planning this wedding special. And again, that goes back to wanting that contract, wanting that deal, wanting that TV show, and not taking care of your business in real life.
You see everything I got, and you ain't get none of it. That's what it is. I don't know what type of game Todd is playing right now, but we both know this can only end one way. My way.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I want y'all to hear it and see it. See her face when she say it.
You see everything I got, and you ain't get none of it. That's what it is. I don't know what type of game Todd is playing right now, but we both know this can only end one way. My way.
Y'all want to hear one more time?
You see everything I got, and you ain't get none of it. That's what it is. I don't know what type of game Todd is playing right now, but we both know this can only end one way. My way.
Y'all hear that? But do y'all think that it was fair? Y'all think that's fair? This can only end one way, my way? Okay. We gonna see if it end your way. We gonna see if it end your way. We're gonna see if it ends your way, Kandi. Okay. So here we go. We got the homies, Todd and the homies. The night before the wedding, he talking to his friends again. Here we go.
Come out now, and Todd has broke Candy's heart. Todd is this villain because you're already getting it now. You supposedly around for the bread. You a cat man. You baby Stedman.
So what they're talking about is what happens if Todd doesn't sign the prenup. What happened if he doesn't sign the prenup? His reputation is shot. That's what his friend is telling him. If you don't sign it, then you look bad. Because they're already calling you baby Stedman. They already seeing you around for the money. This is what his homeboy is telling him. Listen to it one more time.
Come out now, and Todd has broke Candy's heart. Todd is this villain because you're already getting it now. You supposedly around for the bread. You a cat man. You baby Stedman.
Okay. So again, that whole thing adds to his argument for duress, because guess what? If I don't sign it, then I look this way. Then I break her heart. Then I'm the runaway groom. I shame her on national television. All those things lead to the pressure and him being pressured into signing it, even though he was not happy with the terms. Now this is actually at the rehearsal dinner too. This is a rehearsal dinner, and Mama Joy's talking to Candy's dad. Okay, telling Candy's dad to make sure his daughter gets the prenup signed. So I guess I'll play it. Mama Joyce said they always been calling Mama crazy because she can read people, but Mom not as crazy as people think she was. I know she is like feeling super vindicated because, baby, one thing about it, Mama Joyce is not fake. Mama Joyce did not hold her tongue. She told us exactly what she was thinking. She told Kandi exactly what she was thinking. And I guarantee you she's telling her what she's thinking now about Todd Little big head self. I guarantee it.
Mama Joyce is too controlling, that she's all up in Candy's business. I wonder what they thinking about Mama Joyce.
Ooh. Don't y'all hate it when Mama be right? Don't you hate it when she be right? And if she anything like my mama, baby, you gonna get the I told you so. I don't care if it's appropriate or not. I don't care if it's too soon. I don't care if you too hurt. You gonna get the I told you so. And it make me, but she be right. She be right though. I hate it. Listen to Mama Joyce one more time. Mama not as crazy people think she was.
Saying Mama Joyce is too controlling, that she's all up in Candy's business. I wonder what they thinking about Mama Joyce.
So what's up with the mom?
Y'all, that was 11 years ago Mama Joyce said that. That was 11 years ago that she said that. I wonder what people thinking now. Damn. Okay, now here go Mama Sharon. Okay? Now y'all know Mama Joyce said, and this is wrong. I feel bad for even repeating it. But Mama Joyce said that Todd was raised by a pimp and a prostitute. That's what she said. Todd was raised by a pimp and a prostitute. Okay? So here go Mama Sharon, the Boogie Down Bronx, okay? The Boogie Down Bronx. This is the Boogie Down Bronx talking with her favorite son, the best son in the world. Okay, so Mama Sharon ain't no fool either. Mama Sharon know exactly what to say on these damn cameras. Okay, because like I said, if we're thinking that this is a scheme that Todd set up, or that Todd and Randy was talking about that prenup a little bit too much on camera for it to not be a coincidence. That's what I said, like Nene, that they are now contesting the prenup. Then do y'all think this is a coincidence? This conversation that Mama Sharon and Todd are having on camera? Check this out.
I'm cool. The lawyer's coming back in there. The lawyer's coming by. I'm happy. I'm cool. All the changes me and her spoke. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. She's asking, are they cool? But here's the one. Here goes the drop the mic moment.
She should have had that prenup drawn up in the end of the race. And by now, it's the history.
Did y'all hear that? One more time.
She should have had that prenup drawn up in the end of the race. And by now, it's the history.
Okay? For Mama Sharon. A round of applause for Mama Sharon. Mama Sharon said she should have had that prenup drawn up when you gave her the ring. And by now, it would be history. But she didn't. They had 5 weeks to plan this wedding. And they filmed this wedding before Bravo cameras in 5 weeks. And I guarantee you, they did not start working on that prenup, actually working on it with attorneys until that started, until that happened. If then. But he's wrong for having issues or not having time to negotiate it and to make sure that he was protected. He's not wrong for that. She wrong for giving it to him 48 hours prior to that wedding. Y'all don't believe me, the receipts are right here. If y'all just joining this live stream, y'all might have to come back and rewatch this video because I dropped at least 40 receipts so far. At least 40 receipts so far, okay? At least 40. This is the morning of the wedding. This is Mama Joyce talking to Kandi the morning of the wedding. The morning of the wedding.
So that you get everything straightened out. So that the signed, sealed, and delivered. Well, I guess it's going to be signed soon. No, my attorney's supposed to be meeting up with them to get it recorded.
Okay? She guesses it's going to be signed soon because her attorney's supposed to be meeting up with him to get it recorded. They met up at 3 o'clock that day. Okay?
It seems to me that.
And then we all know the scene when the attorney came. This scene. When the attorney actually came to the
Reagan is going to be one of the witnesses. Kate will be the other witness.
I decided to sign a prenup against my lawyers.
Okay? So it was her attorney, the notary, and the witness. And Todd said he decided to sign it against his lawyer's advice. But he signed it anyways. We all know that he signed it anyways. His attorney was not present while he was represented by an attorney. Unless his attorney gave Kandi's attorney written permission to counsel his attorney without him being present, that's unethical. Unless she gave her written permission to meet with his attorney without him being present, that is unethical. And all of those things are going to add to his reason and support his claims for having this prenup overturned. But most importantly, right now, when we ask the question, did Kandi get caught lying? Was Kandi caught lying? If Kandi is saying now that Todd is squatting at the house, that Todd is the narrative is being painted. Maybe it's not even Kandi saying it, because you know how people take things and run off with them. He could be staying at the house. But I read her latest filings to you guys at the beginning of this video, where she says that he's in the guest house. But Todd is saying that he's in the guest house because she put his stuff in the guest house. And according to this clip, that was the agreement prior to marriage.
Did you just keep living together? Like, no, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child. Okay, well, if we break up, then you can go in the guest house and not stay in the main house.
She said, if we break up, you can go in the guest house and I'll stay in the main house. Like, what do y'all think about that? Let me know in the comments. Like, what do y'all really think about that? Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. What do y'all think about this narrative that is now being painted that that Todd is squatting in the house? What do y'all think about that? Is Todd squatting when this is what she said?
When y'all broke up, did you just keep living together? Like, no, but if I need some time to find a place, if we have a child. Okay, well, if we break up, then you can go in the guest house and not stay in the main house.
You heard that? If we break up, then I'll stay in the guest house and you can stay in the main house. Like, that's what she said, y'all. Like, I don't know how much clearer it can be. I don't know how much more clear that I can make it that is what she said. Those are her own words. And again, if you're just joining this live, I've dropped like at least 50 receipts. 50 receipts from Kandi's wedding special that proves that Todd has argument for saying that he signed this prenup under duress and for having the entire thing thrown out. If this entire prenup is thrown out, then Kandi's millions are definitely vulnerable and at risk of being split with Todd Tucker. That mother, Todd Tucker, is going to walk away with half of Kandi's money. And it's Kandi's own fault. It's Kandi's own fault. because Kandi cared more about this wedding special being filmed in the 5 weeks allotted than she cared about handling her business. What she could have done, what she could have done was film the wedding special, went through with the actual wedding, and not signed a goddamn thing. That's what I would have done. I would have had a dummy marriage license up there to sign. Ain't no way I would have signed it. Mama Joyce and Carmen should have been hiding that certificate just like Cynthia mama and sister was hiding it from Peter when Cynthia was gonna marry Peter. And that would have solved this whole damn thing. Y'all get this taken care of. If not, we just had a wedding for show. I would have much rather had to come back and say that we faked the wedding for the cameras than to say I have to get this motherfucker half my money because I rushed it for the cameras. I would much rather say we faked it for the cameras than I have to give Todd half of my money because my lawyer talked to him on camera without his attorney being present, and that's unethical. I would much rather say I faked a wedding than to have to say that I have to give this dude half of my money and he got to stay in my guest house because I on camera said to him when he was complaining about having to be out in 30 days, well, if we split up, I'll stay in the house and you stay in the guest house. I would much rather say we faked the damn wedding. But that was the choice that Kandi made. And she held that over his head because Todd knew and she knew, like the commenter says here, like Belicious says, that's a bad situation to be in because you look like a user if you contest and don't sign it. And that statement right there is going to add to his argument that he signed it under duress. That coupled with his lawyer's advice, with his vocal opposition to Kandi about the prenup on camera, all those things are going to support his claim for having this prenup overturned and proving Kandi to be a liar. And I hate to say that because I love my girl and I want what's best for her and those children. But Kandi, the receipts don't lie. The receipts don't lie. And according to those receipts, you might be the liar here. You might be the liar. And you might be the manipulator. Because the reality of it is that you continue to say throughout this entire wedding special, what I make, what you make, you work, I work. But then you got married and you didn't want the man to work. That's kind of manipulative. You kind of set him up for the okie doke. It's kind of like the old bait and switch, you know? Imagine if that was the other way around and that was a woman who married a man and it was the same situation but opposite genders, right? And you have this husband, this rich husband marrying this woman who used to work for his company, who couldn't work for the company and have the relationship with him. So she quits her job with the company. She starts dating him. She gets an opportunity to go for another job, same field, but it's going to take her away from him. And so now he begs her, no, don't go. I'll find something for you to do. Let's just do this project together and we'll split the money. The problem is the project didn't make no money. A Mother's Love probably didn't make much money. If anything, it lost. We know the promoters lost. Oh, the restaurants, they're now closed. So what does Todd walk away with when everything he worked on during the marriage didn't really produce any money? And she wants him to, in the original divorce filings, she wants the prenup upheld and she wants him to split any marital debt that they have. So you don't want to split. There is no community property according to her. She does not want to split any monies that were made during the marriage. She wants to split the debts that were created during the marriage. Is that fair? I'm just asking. Is that fair? I don't know. Y'all let me know. It's late. Y'all, if y'all are still here, I'm so thankful. I cannot believe I have viewers on my live. I've never had a live before. I never did a live. Well, actually, I did one the other night when I talked about, we actually watched her wedding special, but I had to take it down because that bad boy got copyrighted. So I hope they don't copyright this one. I was trying to be slick about it and just, I kept my clips down to 15-second clips, and I only showed the one. So hopefully I don't get a copyright strike on this video, because I feel like this live was really good. I appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm so thankful. And to a little creator like myself that's just starting out, a little baby mini creator, like, it touches my heart to have people to actually stay and listen to me ramble and talk about something that interests me, like Real Housewives. I am definitely a super fan for Bravo. And I want to make more videos, and you guys like the video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you guys can actually get a notification when I go live. We can plan on this thing. I can drop that link and bring y'all up here, and we can actually have engaging conversations. I would absolutely love that. I would love it, love it, love it. To Miss Bellalicious, honey, you stuck with me. You stuck with me. You rode with me, and I appreciate it so much. When I'm a big creator one day, I'm going to remember you. I'm going to remember that you actually started chatting with me in this live and you kept me going. I appreciate the support. I really, really do, from the bottom of my heart. And from my sweet to your sweet. Till next time, beautiful people. Peace out.